Oh, hello, welcome back to my channel and to another reaction video. This time I'll be checking out the movie Oblivion. Was that always the universal logo?
Earth. Before the war.
Flashback then, huh?
Pictures of. I know you.
I recognize that actress. She's been on a bunch of stuff. I think she's in the MCU. She plays Taskmaster. Olga something is the actress's name. She was also in one of the Daniel Craig Bond movies.
5 years since a mandatory memory wipe, and I'm still haunted by these dreams.
Memory wipe.
It's been half a century since the scavengers destroyed our moon. Earthquakes toppled cities within hours. Tsunamis wiped out what remained. Used the nukes. We won the war, but lost.
Yeah.
What remained of humanity had to leave the Earth.
Okay.
We built the
That's the thing in the beginning logo.
for the migration to Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Attack the hydro rigs, which convert Earth's seawater into fusion energy for the new colony.
Cool.
In spite of all that's happened, Earth is still my home.
That's quite the info dump from the beginning. So we have these scavengers, they came to Earth, destroyed the moon, invaded for its resources. There was a war, humanity won, but the planet was destroyed now. The last of humanity is still collecting seawater that's converted into fusion energy or whatever. I got it, but
Gotta work on that.
that's a cool design. And they live in this tower that's above. They said something about some areas are contaminated or whatever.
Drone 185 looks good.
And they mentioned there's still some of the scavengers.
We've got 2 drones down.
Somewhere.
Stand by.
And we have tech contact.
That's a cool shot.
Copy that.
Cool. But yeah, with the moon gone yet. I don't know, maybe by this point the world would be somewhat stable, become no. Oh shit, he's going down.
Tech 49. Tech 49.
Okay. Yeah, what was them? That looks like a stadium of sorts.
Mission.
Copy that. I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, at the beginning he was mentioned he's having dreams about this lady before the war in New York. How far into the future we are since everything got destroyed, I wonder. They might have mentioned something. I used to have a cap like that.
How about 4?
There's gonna be something. Yeah.
Was on the 50-yard line. Seconds left.
Contact! With contact! Jack?
Oh, it's just a dog.
Hey. Now go on.
Ah, don't shoot the dog. There's definitely something there, but wasn't able to scan them, huh? Honestly, really scary, but also I love the design. This is really cool. I mean, it's mostly, you know, CGI and stuff, but yeah, it does hold up. Not entirely sure how old this movie is. It can't be that old. Okay, yeah, so there. It looked like the Earth was mostly barren, but now it's everything is buried underneath because they mentioned earthquakes, tsunamis, and whatnot. So yeah, there is shit ton of stuff underneath the Earth. That actually really cool.
Got a visual on drone
Could there
one
be?
too.
I mean, so the
Jack?
scavengers they're living underneath, but could there be human survivors as well? Some part of the Earth planet is quite huge after all. Stealth mode. I swear if a Baldric's gonna start climbing, that would be awesome. And now I'm gonna scream, you shall not pass. Okay, enough with the Lord of the Rings stuff. Sure. Trap. Oh, that's pretty damn cool. Is the reinforcements gonna show up? No, it's gonna snap. I felt like something shot the damn thing. No, it's yeah, those things are. No chance. How the hell did they take that one drone out? Not two drones out. Would have maybe helped him back up.
Need is you putting it all at risk.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That is a beautiful
Every
shot.
day you have to go down there and see what was lost.
I don't think they're trying to kill me today.
That didn't seem like they wanted.
They're trying to catch me.
Yeah. The dream girl. Yeah, at the beginning they said something about forced memory erasure or whatever. I got a little confused by what that's all about.
Oh my god.
The fuck happened?
It was a 6-stage meltdown from inside the hydro rig's core. Jack believes the scads weaponized one of the stolen fuel cells and got it into the suction.
Copy.
Are you and Jack an effective team?
Damn right we are.
Why that one? Oh, that's a pulsing thing. Building's been covered and yeah, whatever. But then what's with the are you an effective team? But then that's really cool seeing the buildings all covered up there, except the okay, so they're in New York would be the area. Okay, I'm guessing. That was the top of the Empire State.
7. It's a goddamn homing beacon.
Grid 17.
Off to grid 17, see what's up.
I'm gonna do a perimeter check before I head home.
That is a beautiful valley, worth protecting. Is this the thing he was mentioned he wanted to show? What's her name? Vickers? No. Yeah, he built a nice little house here. And everything he found brings here. I did mention how Earth still feels home. I don't think he wants to head off to Titan. Okay, who is that? Why is she? That's something to do with the fact that their memory was erased and that would be a and he had those suits that space shuttles use. I'm assuming it might be a human or something.
Don't have eyes on you. Command's offline.
I think it's one of ours.
Control, I'm ordering you to pull out and return to the tower immediately.
Touching.
I guess there's more to it than what's been told so far, but yeah, so a pre-war ship came and blew up. Like I saw Japanese flag.
There are 4. Check it. 5 survivors.
I'm survived. Dream girl. I mean, they scanned them. Scanned them before. Okay. Okay, who the hell was that? But they were aiming at him, so but chose not to after seeing what happened. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
This has to be reported.
We'll be sure to report that the drones killed the crew from one of our own ships.
That got me a little bit.
Fluid, just let it get it out. I'm Victoria. This is Jack.
Victoria. I don't know where Vickers came.
Some disorientation is normal. How long?
It's 60 years, at least.
60 years.
Stand there, you need to rest.
Okay, question is what happened? I don't know, 60 years ago.
Your ship's re-entry was triggered by a beacon. About that?
Why would the scavengers want the ship to come?
We won the war. But Earth was ruined.
Be a hell of a shock to hear that. Okay, that's creepy. Is it just no disbelief or something else?
I want to gone first thing.
Pika? Do you have any... Before the security wipe?
Security what?
Not to remember.
Why?
Remember? Down. We don't know who she is.
But he clearly has memories of her before the war, which took place when exactly? The ship was 60 years ago, so. Please let there be no relationship drama. How much of how big kind of trouble is he gonna get for whatever? You see they were all blasted on the outside. Blasted through. Shot through. Did they call the ship for a specific piece they wanted? I wonder what's in that. Oh. Okay. Can the Sally send some help? They have been offline quite a while. I don't know if they're offline, I just haven't heard. Yeah, they did want to capture him before, so interesting to see. And I'm assuming they captured Julia's too. Jesus, what the fuck? Cannot speak today.
Tower 49, how y'all this lovely morning?
Now that I'm in paradise.
but requesting one to sweep the area.
Two.
Wonder why she lied to her. I mean, maybe the cover, you know, they made a mistake. Well, Jack made a mistake.
And how can a man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his temples of his gods?
Morgan Freeman. I recognize that voice. What the? Okay. And he was quoting the book he got. Why is he?
What are you looking for in those books?
You won't get anything from me. My memory's been wiped to protect the
Security of the mission. Job description. Lights.
So what? Everything has been a lie. These are all humans living underneath. He is confused, but yeah, I knew there was more to it than we got on that exposition dump at the beginning. So
Of course, for us being human is a problem.
are they working for the aliens? Jack and Victoria, I mean.
It's a program.
To kill humans, Jack. You saw what they did to those sleep pods. Why did you do that?
Anyone would have.
Any
So they work for the aliens. Aliens won the war and they've been harvesting resources.
track here. Sergeant Sykes.
Ah, that's
He thinks I'm
Jamie fucking Lannister. I don't remember the actor's name.
An effective team.
We're great.
The aliens wiped their minds and yeah. Okay. Plot twist. I'm starting to understand.
of weapons-grade plutonium. We have but we can't access it. It doesn't.
They need his help. They're gonna send it to the mothership.
We need you to program the drone.
So when they mentioned that they're on a mission for 2 weeks, is it 2 weeks and all of Earth resources are completely tame? I don't know. I feel like the 2 weeks was holy shit. That would just disintegrate. I mean, we saw it earlier at the beginning when they were inside that whatever decrepit building, but it looked different when you see it in broad daylight, clearly.
That's where you'll find it.
That the radiation zone thing is bullshit. Yeah, this is the same location.
Who are you?
That's what it was supposed to be.
Are there aliens in Titan?
Who are you?
I'm your wife. You're not who you think you are.
Okay, so what, 60 years ago they were heading towards site and they found the Ted and they got captured. They've been frozen in.
I could tell you were nervous that day.
Okay. It's quite a mystery solved.
Yes.
So was the Ted in Titan harvested resources? I don't know. But they erased his memory to use him for whatever. And how's he gonna respond to the truth? And she hears. I mean, I don't think he quite believes that.
You copy?
She feels betrayed.
I don't want to hear it.
It's not safe.
That thing's gonna kill everyone.
Victor, please. No, we have to go now.
I'm not. I'm going to Titan.
There is no Titan.
Oh.
Jack.
Oh, that is a cool shot. Okay.
Myself for this. Drones are unreliable. Sometimes things go wrong.
Yeah, but we know she's not real.
You killed her.
I know. It's tragic. We want to bring you in. I've been
Now I really want to see what's inside the Ted. What's running the show? This does seem to run like a program. Is it? I don't know. Artificial intelligence running the show. Okay. They're quite effective. That's so cool. Seeing this dystopian world, all the ruins. That was the Statue of Liberty. I do love these drones. They're not, stupid. They're actually quite capable. But not unbeatable. But there's one more left, I think. Yep.
Am I gonna die? No!
Yeah, the radiation thing is all bullshit, I think.
Maybe.
So it's another tech from Okay, so they're clones. How many techs are there then always? Jack and Victoria. But why? I mean, I don't know. Movie better start explaining why.
Don't move!
Okay. If they're both clones, they're like genetic memory then. Wait, did she got shot when the... That's stupid. Okay, which one is which now? Which one is the one we've been... No, wait, the other guy had this scar on his neck. Yes, no. But I get the feeling this is gonna have a tragic ending. $52, so we know at least 52 copies of Tom Cruise running around. But why make clones? That doesn't make sense. Okay, but what's with the picture? The same picture was in the other. Are there gonna be a couple in this place as well?
Hey! There you are. You come all the way home and I don't get a kiss.
Yes, I've had a hell of a few, an hour or so. Okay. But yeah, how many of these tech towers there are? How many copies? And yeah, I'm guessing that's how they use them. Radiations on BS to keep them from running into each other. But why? And now there are that is special hut.
Those memories are yours, Jack. They're ours. They are you.
Yeah, memories is what memories make what you are. So it's about being a clone, it seems. I don't know how the whole genetic memory thing goes. I think it's mostly a theory, but knowing that there are who knows how many copies of him out there. Okay. Okay, they came back to the yeah. He is sneaky. That's for damn sure. I mean, you'd have to be to live in constant sphere of drones and whatnot.
You had me worried for a second.
prove him wrong.
Out there, you would have thought I was crazy.
I still do.
Mountain Beach.
Julia Harper.
Trail somewhere near the West Canyons. Can you confirm the sequence?
Stand by.
Oh shit. Now they're replaying the old message to find out. Yeah.
Right up there in the night sky. Couldn't believe it. There's bedrock around Chicago, so we were spared the worst of the waves. The doors opened, and out you came. Memory wiped. They had taken one of our best, turned him against.
Okay, so they cloned him to be a soldier. Mind wiped, yeah. Okay.
The Tet. What a brilliant machine.
It's just a machine.
Planet after another for energy. Oh, I would love to be there to see that thing's face when this goes.
One-way trip.
Yeah. But it'd be worth it.
Foreshadowing, maybe. So is this the only, human colony left? And I'd assume there are, I don't know, others all over the planet. Somewhere where the well, again, we don't know how many those hydro rigs are. Okay, shit's about to go down. They stand very little chance. Okay, shoot that thing. I'm a little confused because we saw earlier Jack shoot one of these drones with a single shot from his pistol, so... I do love how effectively these drones move. I said it before, I like that they are very capable. This almost feels like a last stand moment for this character. He's gonna take it out, but he's gonna die doing so. Okay. It didn't make any sense why it all of a sudden slowed down and it just didn't blast everyone right away, but... yeah. Okay. That was one slow ass shockwave. Blast wave, whatever. How many survivors are there left?
Send the drone.
Dead. No.
I really did.
I can take the bomb myself.
You know it'll swat you like a fly.
Not if I go. We'll go together.
That. One hell of a self-sacrifice. But there is still, well, not that long.
It reminds me of home.
I don't think he's gonna bring her. It'd be a hell of a thing if they did, but no. And she's gonna have the bomb in her, like, are they really gonna go through with this? Like, they're both gonna sacrifice themselves. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be Morgan Freeman there. They had that little random line earlier about it's been a one-way trip, but worth it. He's already dying, so.
Flight recorder playback for the Odyssey mission. 3 May.
Good morning, Odyssey, from your friends here at Mission Control.
Morning, Mission.
Closure rate 200 kilometers per hour.
Is that?
Copy that. It's good to see you, Jack.
Okay, so Sally was a real. And that's why you used Sally as a. Despite them having, memories erased, they still used, stuff that were familiar. Sally's image, the picture.
Initiating burn in 3, 2,
Whatever.
1, ignition.
And the whole 2-week bullshit is, I don't know, do they kill them off after 2 weeks?
Negative. 0 heat, no AMR.
Who knows how many clones?
The crew remains in Delta sleep.
Copy that.
We're all part of the Odyssey, but
Guys. Hey,
that's the picture.
one for history.
And they assume that from that picture that they were a couple, so everyone.
I'm picking up a second passenger, Jack.
How good are the scanners?
Julia Rusakova, a female survivor from the crash.
It only detects another life form. It's gonna be Morgan Freeman, and he's gonna have the bomb.
Requested. We are.
Proceed to entry.
Insertion into Earth orbit. I'll fly command module out if I break free. I want you back there.
Jack, no, we're a team.
All the while, the tech is just monitoring and using the standard program the clones, rinse and repeat to be as effective as possible.
We've gotta go, Jack! 30 seconds!
And yeah, tech is using clones rather than drones because I don't know, it's yeah, lack of resource probably. I don't know. That's quite ominous, looking engulfed in light.
Tech 49, enter at headway speed.
But is it just gonna be a machine doing this? Or is there an, alien intelligence behind it? I don't know. They would have shown aliens by now if that was the case. It's just, robot for doing this for the sake of, I don't know, surviving.
Subordinate behavior recently. Voice analysis indicates you are lying to me, Jack. Tell me.
I'm not expecting much, in terms of new last minute twist, but this is still quite suspenseful if you ask me.
Proceed to landing. Atmosphere provided.
I'm a little confused why this thing is allowing him to survive. Why didn't they just blast the thing? And is it that overconfident? I don't know, maybe the damn thing is just so confident about winning that it doesn't recognize danger. All the clones. There's Victoria.
Jack.
That sounds new. Really cool design and ominous voice. And are they gonna get attacked one last time?
I read a story from Rome.
Okay. Yeah, where does this thing come from? Who built it? And
It's classic. There's a guy.
I mean, is it doing this thing just to, survive? Or I mean, on one hand, think how they don't answer. I'd kind of like the mystery.
She doesn't have to die.
Everybody dies, Sally. The thing is to die well.
Jack, that's not the survivor.
I called. I mean, it was pretty obvious. It felt so random at the moment. And she's gonna be at the cabin, I'm guessing. That's a cool explosion. I don't know, again, I'm a little confused why, after figuring out, Sally figured out that Jack was lying. Why did she allow the ship to come? Why would Sally need the Julia's at all? Was it all because, to try and create the perfect team bullshit that there was some really confusing stuff here that kind of bothers me, but I don't know, overall this has been an somewhat entertaining movie.
3 years have passed since I saw
3 years and it came out. Now the survivors. Nice little fertile valley for
3 years. Built. I knew it had to be out there.
52. This was the one they tied up and. But yeah, how many copies are there of Jack and Victoria running around?
I am Jack Harper.
That whole thing is a bit screwy. But there you have it, folks. That was the movie Oblivion. And yeah, I'm a little confused about the ending regarding Jack number 52 showing up. Yeah, I've said it all around during the reaction. How many more Jacks are out there and how many more Victorias? Would be pretty funny if all the Jacks showed up there, and since they all seems to share memories. I mean, I have no idea how that whole cloning thing goes. I mean, sure, I've heard about having having genetic memory, muscle memory and stuff like that you pass along. But memories, I feel like that's a whole different deal. But with everything, I mean, one of the themes of the movie is, do humans have a soul? Memories are what make of you, and I guess all the clones shared the real Jack's soul in a sense. I guess that's what they were going for. So it is the same Jack Harper. Um, even Morgan Freeman's character, when they started noticing how his behavior changed. I mean, Morgan Freeman's character had been there since the war. He mentioned he had been in the military when shit went down, and who knows how long he had been watching one of humanity's heroes turn against him, and now finally somebody showed, the real Jack was still in there. And yeah, again, I don't know how the whole cloning thing goes, but yeah, genetic memory is mostly, I think, theoretical, and even if you were to clone someone, it's not you, it's more close to a identical twin, I think. And I think if you clone someone who's, I don't know, 40 years old, that clone would be also 40 years old, no matter what it might look like. So, and why did Ted, the artificial intelligence thingy, use clones? Is it easier to make clones and use them as throwaway rather than using mechanical drones? Even though the drones were extremely effective, but yeah, it might just be a resource thing. And what's with them? Okay, we erase your memory because they don't want the real Jack and Victoria to come out. And yeah, then there's they lied about that. Okay, in 2 weeks time you're gonna go back, but what's the significance of the 2 weeks? Is it after 2 weeks they kill them off and another clone takes their place? I don't know that. I mean, that just created some system, and they were not allowed to break the protocol. We saw them. Each tech squad had an area where there were a bunch of those water sucking machines. I already forgot what they were called. They were cool. They had a cool design. But yeah, then some parts of the map were marked as radioactive, so they wouldn't go. But little did they know that each radioactive zone is for another tech squad. And honestly, one of my favorite scenes might have been my favorite scene when Jack goes, he sees another ship arrive, then he finds out that it's him. Number 52 comes out, and then they have a fight. That was pretty damn hilarious. Then Julia comes in and says, okay, there's a second version of her husband. Must have been quite confusing at that point. And we even see after she gets shot, which I don't know, felt a little silly. I feel like I've seen that kind of scene in many other stuff, but yeah, when Jack went to tend to her, she was freaked out. She was like, no, don't touch me. But yeah, back to the Ted. I have all kinds of questions about that. Like, who built that in the first place? Why is it here? Uh, is it just, okay, some alien species built it, left it, and now it runs rampant across space, and I'm doing whatever, trying to survive. Yet it attacked Earth for resources, though. What exactly are the resources it's after? Surely it could, find them elsewhere. I mean, it mentioned it's harvesting sea water to do. I don't remember. They mentioned some kind of power, but I mean, how hard would it be to find hydrogen and oxygen around the universe, and just produce it through chemical reaction or something like that? But anyway, it came to Earth, and yeah, that was actually a really clever way to show the flashback. Okay, at the very end, Jack decides to listen to the flight recorder, and then we see what happened. They were part of the team, and they got snatched up. I think they mentioned, yeah, Odyssey. Uh, yeah, they were originally sent to Titan, but then they found Ted floating there, and then they were sent to investigate, and all shit went down, and Jack evacuated the rest of the crew. They got away, but they were stuck in space for 60 years. I think they mentioned it was scheduled to return to Earth's return to Earth, but yeah, then the folks, Morgan Freeman's gang, they activated the beacon, which guided it back. How did they know it was out there? I mean, yeah, humanity got hit hard. It was pretty damn cool since the moon destroyed and everything that came with it. The Tet used that to destroy most of humanity, and yeah, then send copies, clone armies of Jack, and to destroy what that was left, and then came the drones and whatnot. Yeah, I think it was a resource thing. That was a powerful machine, but it had to destroy the moon and use that to destroy most of Earth before it could invade. And yeah, honestly, do like that the Tet was somewhat while it was impressive in what it could do, it couldn't do everything. It was somewhat limited that way. Though, not gonna lie, at the very end, it turned really dumb really fast when Jack arrived to the mothership, I guess, and it caught Jack lying. But then, as soon as Jack started telling the truth, he said, "I want our species to survive and whatnot." All of a sudden, it lets them in. Like, I was really confused as to why. Was it really that? Was that really that sure of itself that it could, I don't know, turn Jack to work for it again? Why did it exactly want Julia? Was it just so it could start producing clones of Julia, and then Jack and Julia would be the better team? I don't know. But that whole thing was screwy. And then, even though Morgan Freeman pops up from the stasis pod, with a bomb on his lap. You can see Jack just gambling with the bomb. It wasn't ready or anything. Ted just, I don't know what the hell it was doing. Surely he could have opened the door and let Space in and killed him instantly, but no. Even though, I mean, the score on that scene was what made the scene a whole lot better, but still it felt a little silly after finishing the movie. And yeah, this was honestly a really good movie. I mean, surely could you cut away 10-15 minutes? There were a lot of scenes that I felt like if you cut those, scenes away, it would still be the same movie. I don't know exactly what they're called, but there's really long shots that could be cut out or at least cut down. But then again, at no point was I feeling bored that I needed this to be shorter or anything like that. But yeah, the locations were beautiful. I did recognize that some scenes were from Iceland, but I did had to look at that they shot some scenes somewhere in the US, I think. Honestly, I did feel rather confused all throughout the movie because at the very beginning you have this huge exposition of what supposedly happened, but then we just were forced to wait until everything gets, all these lies and stuff gets exposed. And yeah, right from the get-go I did feel something was a bit off. I mean, the movie starts with Jack dreaming about, New York before the war. I don't think they mentioned at the beginning how long had it been since the war, but yeah, he was dreaming about his wife, though he didn't realize that. And then they mentioned, okay, they're forced to, have their memories erased. Right from the get-go, you're like, why is that a thing? That's a huge red flag. And yeah, they did show at the beginning the survivors of Earth they had all these weird gizmos. They used to change their voice and they had cool looking armor. It made it seem like, okay, they're the aliens, that they're the enemy, but then you have that reveal of Morgan Freeman's voice. You can just hear that, and it was honestly really good. And yeah, as the cast, Tom Cruise did a solid performance as always. So does Morgan Freeman. But and yeah, we had Nikolai something, the actor who played Jamie Lannister. He was there as well. Pretty damn badass sniper. He was really sneaky. But yeah, that scene where the 3 drones attacked the settlement, that was freaking hardcore. And I really love how brutal the drones were and effective. But again, in that scene, there was one scene where the drone all of a sudden turns to slow and stupid when it starts to wait, and it didn't kill the even though it had a clear sight of all bunch of survivor. It just stopped to wait until it got shot from behind. I don't know. Maybe it recognized Julia, and that's why it was hesitant. I don't know, but still. And while I didn't see, I felt like the end twist that it was gonna be Morgan Freeman in the stasis part. I saw that coming. They added that one line where they were discussing, if we go up there with the bomb, it's one-way trip, but it will be worth it. I really wish they hadn't said that. I might have, even, well, no, even then, I probably would have guessed that it's Morgan Freeman because he got severely wounded in the attack. And It would have been a hell of a thing if Julia had gone up there and they would have, gone go out together. Victoria, I don't recognize the actress. Her character really got the worst. Didn't she? I mean, the real Victoria was just second in command of the Odyssey and a loyal friend. But thanks to that one picture they took, Ted assumed that they were a couple or something like that, and now every copy is together while Jack keeps having dreams of Julia. I mean, we saw that with number 52. As soon as he saw Julia, he changed, and yet Victoria from the 49, the way she went out, I mean, she wanted to stay loyal to Ted, but Ted just killed her off. I wasn't a fan. That was really really brutal. I wasn't a fan of that moment. I really wished she had gone with them, but just goes to show, and that Jack and Victoria were, even their copies are victims. Another confusing moment, though somewhat made sense, was when Julia woke up from the stages for the first time and she sees Jack and Victoria. Imagine the confusion. Last time you were on the Odyssey, you went there to investigate an alien thing only to find out that the Earth is destroyed, and now you're looking at your husband being close to a work friend. Yeah, that laugh she did at the dinner table, that was really creepy, but also really well. Now that you, after all the revelation and whatnot, that scene was quite something. And yet, all the locations, I said it during the reaction, it's really cool that, okay, the entire planet looks like a barren wasteland, but then you see that the buildings are simply buried underneath there. The moon was destroyed, there were tsunamis, earthquakes, and they're all buried. And yeah, that scene where Julia and Jack are in the, I think that was the Empire State Building. They were, Jack was finding out who she was and whatnot, but you could see the huge crevice of buildings for the courts. That was just awesome. I do wish they had shown more, underground areas where buildings still are being used. Kind of like at the beginning, they were trying to capture Jack. That was in a building and such. Yeah, this was one of those movies that after watching, I really needed to take a break and go for a walk before I came to do my reviews. Every once in a while, movies like this come along, and I do like it. A lot of mystery runs, like, yeah, went through all that, like, who built it, why here, what's its motivation beyond, just harvesting resources to survive. Where are all the people? Is this the only human colony left on the planet? There weren't many, and yeah, at the end we saw them arrive at the valley. But I mean, yeah, the valleys and the fish there is, I guess, to establish that life still has a chance on Earth. And yeah, in the end, Julia did have a child. They did share a night together, and yet I think it was 3 years. Then the other survivors found their way in, and that was actually really a cute moment. The little girl sees the little boy, like, there's still hope. But yeah, I'm talking way too long. I really did like this movie. I would rate it I'm not entirely sure. 8 out of 10 for the first time, but well, it might, increase or decrease after I have a chance to see it again, and I will when I've done editing. But yeah, what do you guys think? Write your thoughts down below. Vincent Merrickson.com, subscribe if you want to know another video.